Mykro Wave TV.
Right now, this government is building 3 cold storage, spending more than $1 billion. In fact, I am trying to get the Prime Minister to overrun this. We never cut more real. I hear them talk about mechanization of agriculture. They had 22 years. If they had bought 1 tractor per year, when we went to RADA, we would have owned 22 tractors. When we went to RADA, we owned 7 tractors. 3 of them died under the Labour Party government. Right now, RADA has 24 tractors. This is a rough and don't know because they dream of things. In the 1970s, the leader of the other party at that time going a man farm and saying, you know what, me bring water from the Black River and the water in the farm in the 1970s. Did it happen? Did they do it? Well, last week, this Prime Minister listen to them when they talk. Because through the track record, them just try to tear down. Every day they jump about import. I can tell you something. We are the government that is supporting agricultural import in key areas. And when they were here, ask them what were their production numbers. How much food the country produces? Well, let me tell you, they did not pass 600,000 tons. Let me tell you something. In 2021, your government went to 700,000 tons of local production. In 2022, even after Hurricane Beryl, we still produce more than them. So, they say anywhere Southwest Central is exposed, the government goes. Well, Prime Minister, prepare yourself, because we're going straight to a turn. My final thing of airport security. You see, when we leave this meeting and the vibes, we want to pull out everybody. Because I have told my people in Southwest, you see, this election, we don't want just win. We want to win big. We want to send a message. Supply free. And when you listen, you understand
while the thin face of bad mind. And the ones that already have made the most noise, they will have no seat. And after the election, they still they're not going to have no seat. And that is why when the government came the other day and talk about the bus program, it's right enough the glass bus in a seat and they will have none. But we have done the work. You have heard it. The numbers are there to prove it. But more importantly, people can feel it. This government cares for Jamaica. They don't. And that is why, to bring progression, we're going to get a little bit more details because last week, today's Sunday, so last week, I went into a particular constituency and walked with the next member of parliament. And there are some persons who believe that they have to go on up. The things are gone. Because they are able to run up and down in this space because we have a minister who is busy and trying to balance in service to the people, service to the government, and then they have nothing to do. So every day they're down there, and I'm running up and down, and I believe they have a place back. But when we went on the ground, we realized that it was not so. Because this person is going to come to address you, has things under control, and she is going to be the next member of parliament. Every welcome, oh please, from James,
Party leader and Prime Minister.
Oh shit, Sherlock.
When you break the green light, I want to tell you that St. James West Central is green and possible. Tamika said to you that every day you make a choice, and we're in the season of choosing. My Labour Party family, when this season comes upon us, you get an opportunity to select your national leaders. That is the essence of the democratic process. You get an opportunity to choose your member of parliament. And every time you select a member of parliament, you select a potential minister of the cabinet. The cabinet is chaired by the Prime Minister, and the cabinet is collectively responsible for the leadership and the general direction of government. And so, as Leroy said, when you look on our team and you look on their team, we have a better team. And everybody, in your right time, when you have a choice, you will choose better, because that means better for you. The Jamaica Labour Party has the better team. The Jamaica Labour Party Party has the better leadership to champion your cause. I want to just talk to you a little bit about the work that is ahead of us. Why we say that choosing the Jamaica Labour Party is choosing Jamaica and is choosing a better future for you. Lend me your ears, my Labour Party family. I want you to understand that choosing the Jamaica Labour Party for a third term to lead the government of Jamaica is a choice for a better Jamaica and a better future. We have used the time that you have given to us very well. When the Prime Minister comes, he will remind you of the achievements of the government that he has had the privilege to lead over 2 administrations. And the reason why we are bold in reminding you of the achievements is because we want you to understand that we have used the time well. But with all the gains that we have made, we realize that there is still a lot to be done for you to feel those gains. Because some have felt them and some are yet to feel them in a real way. There is no doubt that Jamaica is in a better place today than when we took over the government in 2016. Absolutely no doubt. What I hear is that the people still want more. They want more. And so it is important for you to understand that when you elect us, all of us with your votes, and we form government, there is another set of people that operate as the middlemen between you and your elected representatives. And those are the public servants and the civil servants. And if we in the political directorate make all of the decisions to improve your lives, and the middlemen don't do their work, you are not going to get the benefit in the way that we intended. Lend me your ears. So, I want you to understand that as we come to this election, we recognize that there is some reforming of government that has to continue. We started the work. We now have the money to fix the roads. But many of you observe that some of the roads are not fixed to the standard that is required. And so we fix some of them, we saw them mash up. They are engineering standards. What I discovered for all of the years when the money was mismanaged, you know what was done? The standards were written down in government. And I dare anyone to contradict me on that, because I have done my research. And so, we have begun the work to pick up the pieces. But Lord, some ghosts of yesteryear still haunt government and haunt the results that you should feel. But more work needs to be done. And that is why we say a third term with the Jamaica Labour Party is in the best interest of Jamaica and in your best interest. More work needs to be done to complete the water infrastructure to ensure that when you turn on your pipes, water is running there. More work needs to be done to light up the communities, to electrify all of the areas still in darkness, to ensure that the street lights are monitored and replaced right now the streets are a little safer. And people are gathering in the streets again. Still more work needs to be done to ensure that those who choose to walk the streets in the dark and endanger you stay out of the way. More work needs to be done. When we tell you that choosing the Jamaica Labour Party means choosing a better Jamaica for you, it is because some of the things are just yielding results. I remember when we said that we were retrofitting the police service, and we had to deploy the army alongside the police to deal with the crime problem because we didn't have enough police in the space. Some people didn't understand it. When we tell them that this was, temporary move until we get there. Because while we were deploying the JLP in the streets to ensure that you could walk the streets without fear of gunshots flying over your head, that your children could sleep and don't have to go under their beds. I remember when I went into Mount Salem, and as I walked street by street, mothers were telling me how they have to talk their ears and go under their beds, tie up their heads, because every night the gunshots were ringing in the street. Homes look abandoned. The place looked like midnight. And if you go into Mount Salem today, it's a different place. That unleash brutality on the people. Our crime-fighting measures must be accompanied by community development measures. Some people say, I didn't choose Mount Salem because it's the stronghold of your party and it wasn't going to work. And we watch them and just run around the place, everything I done. Them show up and take a picture and I go on like them have anything to do with the work. Every time I go across St. James West Central, the people tell me, say the little madam's man, little madam's man. If you hear something and go on in the space, run on the scene and take a picture. And then everybody else who's not on the scene post it out that thing that, oh my God, he's clearly doing something. And the people have found him out. Good thing that he has spent enough time in the space, because all I hear now when I go across St. James West Central is that, boy, the man already, he might write him already. He's already. This is not fooling of the people. They can't bring a presence, them rob a car and park it, and make it look like they're present in the space. Let me tell you something. The days of those kind of tricky politics gone. Tell you, trick you and laugh about it, because we know that you like to hear the little things. But ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, running government requires a steady head. Steady head. Requires maturity beyond the moment of what is showing up in the space, and we certainly can do without the vulgarity in the politics. So, let me hear you. Let me hear the people say, when the Prime Minister gives the green light, we are good to go. work that is ahead of us before I take my seat. St. James and Western Jamaica, served by Area Council 4, stands to get the best health care that the public health system will offer. With the work that is being done at the Cornwall Regional Hospital and the building of the Children and Adolescent Hospital. On Saturday, yesterday, members of my team took a tour with the Minister of Health to look at where the work is, because we know that work to renovate Cornwall Regional Hospital has taken a lot longer than we would have liked. And I shared with the Minister of Health that there is something that we will have to have a talk with our doctors and our nurses and all of our public health practitioners about. When people get sick and they go to the hospital, it's a very difficult time, not only for the patient, but for the families. And increasingly we are hearing that many sick people are being told that the only way they can get treatment is to go to the private facilities of the very doctors that work in the public health system. We are going to have a different talk with our public health practitioners. We're going to have a different conversation. I hear so many stories of the treatment of the ordinary Jamaican who has only their members of parliament in high places, who go to the offices of the agencies of government, and the treatment they get leaves much to be desired. Well, I want you to know that we in the Jamaica Labour Party, we are taking stock of this. Because we know that when we say vote for us so that we can leave government, we want to ensure that government is running a way that serves you well, serves you with compassion, and serves you caringly, and that work remains in progress. So, we're going to have to look at our civil service. We're going to have to look at our public service, because we find that on the extreme, we have two sets of people. One set say, boy, you know, my party point, so we don't really do nothing to make them look good. And they don't serve you as well. And some of you will say they sabotage the government. But then we have another set, and I want you to hear me carefully. Because in that sense, some of the Jamaica Labour Party family members, they say, well, my party is going up. I don't want to do nothing because nobody can fire me. And on both sides, the people are not well served. So when we go into the next term, I want to put everyone on notice, all of you, that we're going to be working to ensure that the internal clients of government are well served. And the public and civil servants in turn, after being well served, will better serve the people. If ever you need somebody to have your back and to stand up for you, I can tell you that Team Jamaica Labour Party, led by party leader, Mykro, that when he gives the green light, we are good to go.
Thank you very much. MP, hello, next member of parliament for
Your Worship the Mayor, my name is Marlene Malibu Ford. I am the Member of Parliament.
Alright, MP, based on your account and what I've heard from MP here, it sounds like a whole heap of modern state we have in St. James. Our government and party is running a constructive campaign. We're focused on the people because we care for the people. And we, for the first time, can come with commitment to prosperity as opposed to promises to trick people. For the first time, what Prime Minister can stand on any platform and say we have delivered and we have a plan to deliver more. We have delivered police stations and we have a plan to deliver. Right. So this time, because we have delivered, we have some persons who want to show appreciation from the St. James Southern constituency. And I'm going to invite the delegates to come at this point to do that presentation to the Member of Parliament and to the Prime Minister. Please, let me welcome them.
Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. So, Honorable Owen Davis, please stand. Hey, hardworking, committed, and willing to go the extra mile. Oh, outstanding and exceptionally good individual. M, magnanimous, always giving. E, endearing, very easy to like. R, remarkable, very extraordinary. We, the delegates of St. James Southern, are extremely grateful for the love and support that you extend to us continuously. May God continue to shine His light upon your path. Please accept this citation as a gesture of our love and appreciation to you for the invaluable work that you have done, are doing, and will do to rebuild St. James Southern, which will indeed make our lives much better. We thank you. Members of the platform, all protocols observed. The doctor, the most honorable and oldest Prime Minister of Jamaica. I'm humbled for this profound privilege to stand here on behalf of St. James Southern Delegate to present to our Prime Minister a token of appreciation for your hard work, your commitment to nation building, your commitment to constituency building. I want to take this time to thank you for continuing to hold the empowerment, continue to build this country. Not just represents the craftsmanship and creativity that this country holds, but it is deeper. It represents our love, our devotion, and our appreciation for our Prime Minister. So this evening, I humbly ask that you accept this token of our appreciation. Should I add that when our now Prime Minister was Minister of Education, I was a recipient of the scholarship, during which he was one of our presenters at the Jamaica Pegasus. So this is a full 360 moment for me. Again, thank you.
That we bring to you, it is from all the way, from another parish, not St. James, but he has been in St. James Southern for over 20 years. He has seen the neglect of the PNP for 32 years. And when he saw what was happening, he said, no more for the people of Southern St. James. And he held his hand up and said, I will come and rescue St. James Southern. And he was bringing us Welcome, our Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew. My liberate family from Niagara, my liberate family from Garland, my liberate family from Cambridge, my liberate family from St. Vincent. Let's hear it again. Last week, Sunday, Prime Minister, we decided to do a little thing. And when the little thing start to unfold, Prime Minister, people have ordered up. Prime Minister, this meeting was scheduled for some weeks ago. All of a sudden, we hear some people are crying. Hear some people crying. They had planned was to have a giveaway, just a couple chains up the road. When I made my own inquiries, they applied for permission just 4 days ago. When I checked my record, we applied both to the police, both to the court, at Anchovy High School from the 7th day of July. So let me say, we have no space for crybaby. We have no space for mission. But we have to say to them, take out your shoes and go to the on your face. But let me thank the team, let me thank the delegates for really that token that was endorsed this evening. I felt humbled because, Prime Minister, you really get anything in our politics. There's some kind of culture more than anything. But Prime Minister, let me tell you, I have a team that I have been working with. I have a team that is unified, Prime Minister. We are unified in this constituency of St. James Suburb. You have never disappointed me, Prime Minister. And I come to my constituency with clean hands. Clean hands. So when I shake your hand, they are clean hands. But as your member of parliament, I have said I am prepared for you to re-elect me on my record of achievement. I am not coming to you to beg
your chance. I am giving you the evidence that I have performed. Prime Minister, before I took over this constituency in September 2020, sorry, when I will take it over again. I think our own Prime Minister. And the number one issue in St. James Southern is water. Water is the number one issue. And from the day I became your member of parliament, my Prime Minister is in charge of a mega ministry that water is a very critical component of his administration. So I started pounding on his door and I said, Prime Minister, I promise to give the people of St. James Southern water and I need for you to work with me. Minister Samuda, Minister with responsibility for water into South St. James. And when I carried out a tour and showed him what was left of the water infrastructure in the constituency of St. James Southern, he said to me, woman, me have very good. And so he gave instructions at the time to the National Water Commission to treat with the Endeavour water supply system. Prime Minister, we thought it was an easy task. But Prime Minister, to start changing out the pipes, we realized that it was a tumultuous task to get to where we want to get. Because Prime Minister, let me say to you, what happened in the 32 years before I came was a total neglect of the water infrastructure in your country. And so, Prime Minister, the work has started, but Prime Minister did not done it. But it's soon done. The last report I got from NWC, they said to me, we are about 80%. And when that system is completed, Prime Minister, areas that have not seen water for over 25 years will now see water. Prime Minister, we need to stop there. We went into another community up in Catalupa, Lapland. A couple weeks ago, Minister Samuda was there commissioning, turning on water. Over 1,000 people is now being benefiting from that new water supply. We went into Spring Garden, where when Prime Minister Golden and I sat at the board at Rural Water, we knew the plight of the people in Spring Garden, Prime Minister. And through Rural Water, we instituted a system there, Prime Minister, driven by a mechanical pump, Prime Minister. But it was only enough to serve the people of Spring Garden. Since I became Member of Parliament, we have moved it further, Prime Minister. We have created a 10,000 gallons additional capacity to what was there, Prime Minister. And it is not
only the capacity, Prime Minister. We are now building a solar power generating system to pump water from the source to the people. And Prime Minister, we're talking about areas like Kensington. We're talking about areas like Barrow Road. We're talking about areas like Cottage Road. We're talking about areas like Tunnel Road. All the way down to Down Point. Prime Minister, water has been missing in these pipes for over 20 years. Prime Minister. We have asked National Water Commission permission to connect into their source, into their line, and that is what we are now doing. And in a matter of weeks, that project should be completed. Prime Minister, we need to stop here. Up in Johnson, near Mykro, we put in a brand new 100,000 gallon water tank up there, Prime Minister. We supply water to Johnson, we supply water to Niagara, we supply water to endlessly in Pennsylvania. We didn't stop there, Prime Minister. We came down into Europa, where we're putting a brand new 50,000 gallon storage capacity. We had some problems there with the pumping. I was up there a couple of days ago, and as what one lady said to me, he said, you look like a because I know you have come and turn on the pump, 6 times start full rock. So Prime Minister, the one that capital, Prime Minister came with me down into Montpellier, and this is a water system that is being done as we speak. Some $800 million is being spent to take water from Shedwood Spring into Anchovy, into Montpellier, into Mount Airy, into Roehampton, into It will be a game changer. We are looking at some 60,000 Jamaicans to see water for the first time or see an improvement in their water supply. The last time I spoke to the implementing agency, they told me that the pipeline exercise is about 90%. What is now being worked on is from the source where they put it in new pumps and where the water will be stored for distribution. So, Prime Minister, the number one problem that was pointed out to me in this constituency is being solved. It's being solved. And I spoke to you recently about another water supply system. And this is the Top Roper Maroon Town water supply system. The design has already been completed. It is now going to procurement, and we're looking at about $520 million. And Prime Minister, when I do the addition, when I do the calculation, South St. James is poised to benefit to the tune of $1.4 billion to keep the water. So when I said to you, I need my second term, because we're not going to let nobody come cut them ribbons. I want to say to you, my second term will be the prime minister of the government of the Jamaican Labour Party. We are going to fill up the place and make the little people come from church. Prime Minister, this constituency, and what one lady said to me, Mr. Davis, I am in sympathy. If I had got a constituency, if it was a motor vehicle, you would not have no you would not have no engine. Our whole broke down constituency with all the infrastructure falling apart. The roads, Prime Minister, you know, we have been doing a lot. We have been doing a lot. Outside of the Tennis Park Road, one is coming. But we didn't have no Spark Road, we have Spark. We have road in Jubilee. We have road in Niagara. We have road in Gully Road. We have road in Jaboon. We have Eden Road. We have the road in Richmond Hill. And these are roads that are slated to commence very, very soon. As a matter of fact, the mayor, myself, and the technical people from St. James Municipal Corporation will be signing a contract to the government for the road. We have some rehabilitation works to be done. We're looking at Anchovy to Mountporem. We're looking at Mountporem into Cambridge. We're looking at Point into Maroon Town, where we'll be taking out some of those bad spots along the way. As a matter of fact, Friday evening, I was called and was told that the road is clear, so it is for us now to start the process of procurement so we can start doing that. I know you have been here. I have been here to hear your prayer. I could go on and on. Because Prime Minister, I'm sure you will be back here very soon. The Anchovy Police Station Prime Minister is going to I can say a big thank you on behalf of the people of Anchovy, the people of Mount Carey, the people of Longton, where this Anchovy station. And Prime Minister, ribbon and cut, ribbon and cut, ribbon and cut. You know something? You know something, Prime Minister? You know what? Ribbon and salt, you know. You know what? Ribbon and salt, so let me tell you, you are the member of Parliament that I am for you. There's nothing else in my life besides you. I think you believe your conscience against my heart. Sometimes people ask, do you have a family? And I say, yes, I have a very family. And if you look across there, the young man who is playing the music is one of my boys. The one who is standing beside me. But I still have quality family. But I tell my family, and they have given me the green light to continue to serve you, the people of South Central. So I could go on and on with my achievements. education and treatment. One day they look at me, Prime Minister, and said, "Tell me something. The former member of Parliament, I see you doing something." Prime Minister, Minister Floyd Green came to address one of my pet awards function, and that was dear to my heart. Since I became I've reached out to the top performing students in the 15 primary schools in my constituency. This year, we will be reaching a total of 600 primary schools. So when persons speak about education, Prime Minister, I am a team that every year we raise money towards education because I know that the CDF cannot go so far. Hear the words of your account. Hear the words of sovereign citizens. The money of your
Allow me to compliment you. Well good. But more than that, you look ready. And it looks like I know you're ready. I know. But it looks like you have now fully absorbed the message of the Jamaican Labour Party. You know that your leader is someone who is very strategic. Every action that I undertake has some instrumentality in it, meaning that it is for a purpose. It serves a greater good.
Big man.
And so we have taken the time to go around the country to speak to you, our supporters, the base of the party, to report to you on what we have been doing as your government. We account to you. We also took the time to engage the general public, the wider Jamaica community and family at large, in speaking to our achievements and our record. It is important that we do this because you don't want the voters to take for granted the level of work, achievement, and accomplishment that has been done under this administration. Because the opposing narrative was to say, nothing now gone. And when there is frustration, people can easily buy that. Take, for example, the conversation about water nationally. But if we were to use South St. James as an example, they would say, nothing going to water in a South St. James. And that might take some root, because as your member of parliament pointed out, there are challenges with water in South St. James. I have been into communities in this constituency where I was told bluntly, no water, no vote. You remember that woman? A young lady told me that, and I listened to her very carefully. There is a lot wrong with that. But I understood what she was saying. I understood. And when that kind of frustration exists, all it takes is for someone else to come and say, there will be water. As we win, you will get water. And in that frustration, people will accept a promise. We have seen this before. In 2011 election, some of you may not have come of age yet, but during the election campaign, a big promise was made. When we win, we want to take GCT off electricity. How many of you remember that? And when they won, what they had to do? Not only they had to put back GCT and electricity, they had to put down tax after tax after tax. But in the heat of the campaign, a lot of people bite. They said that they will get IMF deal a couple weeks after they win. It takes them almost 2 years. Some of you, again, may not have been of age at the time. And it's a little while now, some of you may forget. But in the frustration of the moment, people will accept a promise. So, I want you, the supporters of the party, and I want the general public listening to appreciate that this is a government of action and performance and promises. So let us use South St. James as the example. In Lapland, Catalupa, your member of parliament told you that those people who didn't have water before, we have now commissioned the water supply system. something went on for water in this constituency. Probably the largest expenditure on a water project in this constituency is now underway. The Sheffield to Antoine water supply. $600 million of investment to bring water. Your member of parliament named the community. We have planned now the Cambridge treatment plant facility. And we have been planning the Spring Gardens phase 2 and 3 and the Marion Town water system. All those are in the works to come. So, even though things are happening, there are persons who right now are without water. This particular young lady saw me hand him over a social house. So I was in the constituency doing nothing. I was there doing something. But as the community gathered to express their appreciation and happiness for the member of their community that is getting the house, they also took the opportunity to express their frustration. And I'll never forget it, this young lady, she said to me, I am 32 years old. I work in a supermarket in Montego Bay. And I have to take almost a third of my pay to buy water every month. You see why she's upset? The argument came up that, so if we don't get the water, now vote. This, by the way, was one of the communities that is slated to get water from the Sheffield project, which is underway. But having waited for 32 years because he did say that for all her life, her community has never had water. For all her life, never had water. She never catch the PMP then. I mean, she catch. And she understood it very well. She said, I understand what you are doing, Prime Minister, but we're tired of carrying water. We want the water, no. So can you imagine when somebody comes with sweet mouth and say, I will give you the water. I will even come and turn on the pipe and wash my hands in the water to show you that my hands are clean so you can shake my hands. You can imagine that she might very well be swayed by that argument. I go through this experience to relay a point to you. And a point which the young lady understood because I said to her, you have not had water since you were born. You're living in this community for 32 years. Prime Minister for 9 years of that 32 years. I was not the cause of you not having the water. I didn't create that problem. But I am responsible. I am responsible. And I was able to show her how I am executing my responsibility. I could show her that we have $600 million of investment going on right now. Pipes are being made, pumps are being ordered. We will get you home. And it is important for every other young person who wants to have the modern convenience of water in their home, in their bathroom, so they can turn on the pipe and just shower. I want to do. There is water on its way. There is hope. But bear in mind that we didn't create the problem. And I will go a little further by saying to you that this constituency was held by the PNP for over 30 years. And you, this is what I'm giving you here now. You listen to it carefully. So you know what I'm doing was a little bit. You listen to it. And I'm talking to you, but I'm not only talking to you alone, I'm talking to people watching us on TikTok. Big up the people that on TikTok. Big up the people that on Facebook, that is what I'm watching us. And they were here. They were here. So, of that 32 years, the PNP had 18 and a half years straight that they ran the country. They were in charge. There was no break in their term of office. They had state resources for 18 and a half years. They ran the economy of this country for 18 and a half years straight. And if you take what they have done for water in 18 and a half years and you compare it with what we have done for water in our 9 years, see double what they have done. Selector, I don't need music to ride up the crowd now. When you're ready to start the music. So, listen to this point very carefully. So I said to the young lady, the reason why you don't have any water is the mismanagement of the PNP for 18 and a half years, which we have not recovered from. There are those now listening who are quick now to go and say, oh, that's in the past, that's in the past. Why are you bringing that up? That's in the past, that has nothing to do with today. Well, that is a silly logic. Because if we didn't fix the problem then, we wouldn't have the problem now. Those who are going to come now and give you some intellectual argument about what I have said, listen to me carefully. The PNP mismanaged the economy and created the greatest devastation on the Jamaican people called PINSA. It transferred wealth from the poor to the rich. The people who benefited from that transfer of wealth are now coming to you to say, we want power again. Two of them benefited from the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. And now this young lady, 32 years old, in her life, never see water. Never see water. She never see them. She said, and I will not fail her, because she will get her water, because we are not transferring wealth from the poor to the rich. What this government has done, is to manage the economy so well that we now have the resources to spend on the concerns of the poor. But I want you to follow me a little bit more along the logic of this argument. Every government should be able to build upon the legacy of the government that came. The PNP has not left us any legacy in water. They have not left us any legacy in roads. They have not left us any legacy in education. They have not left us any legacy in health. They presided over 18 and a half years of decline in our infrastructure, of decline in our institutions, of decline in our society. You only need to look at how the NWC functioned during the period of the period. A debt-ridden, undercapitalized institution without the capacity to build out the water infrastructure in the island. Now, my 32-year-old friend, she is not going to make the connection with the bad government of the past that didn't do what they are supposed to do, because granted, she would be about 15 or so years at the time, so she would know. You see, why this is important, therefore, that whenever we take the platform, yes, we want to do some gimmicks to get people to laugh and clap and blow the vuvuzela, but we come here to teach. We come here to remove the clouds and dark narratives that have misled our people for a long time. We come here to intimidate and illuminate and to educate and to lift the minds of the people so that they know the right choices for them. And so we have been very strategic in making sure that our record is known. Now, a wise philosopher once said, when the debate is lost, the opponent turns to attacking the person. They cannot contest us on our record of performance. This administration is the most successful administration in delivering for the people of the country. And all I need to say to you, you remember Jeep? You remember that promise? At the time when they made the promise, unemployment was high. Over 13% hereabout. And they promised that they would create employment. What they did? They created some crash work program. You remember that? Some of you might not remember that one. That's the problem. And that's why we have to teach. That's why we have to bring these things back into the forefront of the mind of the people because they are relevant to the decision that you have to make. The Jews. Now look at their solution, which never really did anything. And I want to know, to look at what we implemented. We implemented the WOke program. We implemented the National Service Corps. We made hard training free for our youngsters, 120,000 of them. We have summer programs with over 15,000 to about 20,000 youngsters being employed for the government. But I want you to also appreciate that the way in which we ran the economy generated jobs naturally and organically. We didn't have to create jobs artificially. The economy, because we run it so well, has generated jobs in the normal course of its operation. And so when unemployment was 13% or more under the PNP, unemployment today is 3.3%. The lowest unemployment rate in the history of Jamaica. The lowest. So what's going on? I give an example. I just use an example of their approach and their policy and our approach and our results. So now, because we have so many achievements and we are very deliberate in marking the achievements, I went to a school in my constituency, an early childhood institution, some years ago. And when I was about to open, they couldn't find the river. And you know, those young kids, they're going to school and they have in the bubbles and the ribbons and they look so cute. And they said, Prime Minister, I think you don't have the ribbon. And they took out their ribbons and they tied them together and made the bow for us to cut. And so when I walked in the basic school, I cut the ribbon. Only now to see, you know, brother and see. A man come out and saying, one time, if youngster come home without her ribbon and the mask card, where is the ribbon? And he said, Andrew Cotton. So, you see what has happened? They can't quarrel about the police stations that we build and the opening. They can't quarrel about the water projects that we are doing. They can't quarrel about the roads that we are fixing. They can't quarrel about the jobs we are creating. They can't quarrel. These are the things that you can contest. They are facts. So what they do now is to move to attack me. They say, all that go walk and cut river. You see how them, you know, that keep the words to themselves. You see how they disingenuous. A nice word to describe them is promoting. But Darren Bars will just say they're bad guys. They can't quarrel now. Don't look, so they tried to play upon the frustration, discontent, and real concern of the frustrated voter. To get the frustrated voter not to pay attention to all that we are doing and to vote in an emotional and probably sometimes more often irrational way. But we have countered that because we have a resume of achievement that we show to the public that cannot be contested. So now their campaign has shifted from trying to deal with our record to now trying to attack people individually. And you see this with the school bus policy. A policy that makes sense, that is going to benefit the people. They try to attack the policy, never work, and then now they try to attack the person who is implementing the policy. So I am here now pointing out to you that you don't get caught in this kind of false narrative and trickery that the opposition is coming. Jimmy Cliff, as I know, because I've been talking around the country a lot, and you can hear that my voice is getting a little bit raspy. And today is the anniversary, so I really have to get you along. So now I'm sure, positive, that you understand what your party has been doing. And you are now more empowered about the devious plans and schemes and lies and character assassination and rumor mongering of the opposition. Now, we will be going out there with even greater intensity to get to every Jamaican so that they appreciate what we have done. You know, we are not a perfect government. We're not a perfect government. But if you listen to some of the conversations, there is an attempt to compare us to perfection, which is not quite fair. You have to compare us to our competitor. And if you take our record and compare our record with our competitor's record, 90% of the time we come out much better. So what that means is that the Jamaica Labour Party is better for Jamaica. So going back to my friend, my 32-year-old friend who's frustrated about water. For her, the conversation is not about Jamaica. For her, the conversation is about the water in her community. She knows business about the rest of Jamaica. And I understand. And by the way, all politics is local. She's interested in our local situation. However, the water does not fall from the sky. Yes, rain falls from the sky. But the water has to be harvested, it has to be stored, it has to be treated, it has to be pumped. There's so many other things that we have to do with the water. And it does not take a day or 2 or 6 months to do these major infrastructure projects. They take time. Take money and they take time. Therefore, if you want the local things to happen in your community that you are wishing for, your local roads, your local water supply, you must therefore look for the political party that can run the national economy well to generate the revenues so that we can then focus on your local community. So I say to all of the young people who want to disconnect their local needs, dreams, aspirations from their responsibility to select wisely, to select a government that can run the economy, that generate the revenue, that then can come and spend $560 million, almost $600 million on water in. Therefore, all of you here, particularly I see the older ones who are here, talk to your young ones. They are particularly frustrated. They see other countries doing well and modern and have good facilities, and they wonder why we don't have it. But they don't make the connection with the history of bad government. The 18 and a half years of economic failure which prevented the investment in infrastructure that would have eventually brought water into Shetwood. So now, Jamaica is at this point where it is doing well with the economy. But we are taking the benefits of the economy and we are bringing it, transferring it as it were, into the communities that have been deprived for years. That process must not be interrupted. That process must be allowed to continue. That process must be allowed to take root. And that is why we said to you, yes, you have the local challenges. But for those local challenges to be dealt with, we have to fix the national, the big picture. And therefore, choose Jamaica. Choose